So we were seeing an increase in calls involving mental health, and we found that we were dealing with the same individuals repeatedly, and there was no real services that we could offer outside of an arrest or a transport to the hospital or something like that for these people. So hiring a mental health clinician has enabled us to offer services to them that they wouldn't otherwise have access to. So we had, before Aileen was hired full-time, we had a grant that we shared with Weymouth to bring a part-time clinician on board with us. And actually, it was Aileen for some of that time that worked with us directly, and we were shared with Weymouth Police Department. So we saw that just having her available to respond to calls along the side of officers was an enormous help. They were able to divert calls that would otherwise a person be transported to the hospital or possibly arrested. She was able to offer services to those people right on scene.
I have a master's in mental health. I graduated in 2006. I have worked for about 8 years alongside police departments, both in co-response and in training at the CIT, which is a crisis intervention team training, and it's a 40-hour program for police officers. I've worked also in substance use treatment, so I bring that knowledge also to the role. Essentially, it's a clinician that can go on calls with police officers to any kind of calls where there might be a mental health or substance use need. It allows the police officers to have a mental health clinician available right in the moment to help assess the situation and provide services. And for the community, essentially it's the same thing, where they don't have to go to the ER and wait for hours to be seen by a crisis clinician. They have a clinician on scene that's willing to help get them referrals. I was on scene for the active shooter in the shipyard to provide services and support to the individuals who live in the building and follow up with them to make sure that they weren't struggling with anxiety. I think it provides that immediate service that isn't available right now, where people are waiting 6 months, 9 months for outpatient therapy. We have this set up so that they can access me whenever they need to.
There's also a jail diversion piece where I will advocate for people to get services versus any kind of legal charges. I would talk to the judge and their attorneys and offer services and ask them to maybe continue the case for 6 months to a year on condition that the person completes the programs and continues checking in with me. Additionally, I am also available for post-suicide follow-up. Sometimes I'm called to the scene to help with death notification with an officer to the individual's family, and then I'll follow up after to provide support to the family and any kind of services that they may need.
I want them to know that I am available and eager to help anybody that needs any kind of treatment or just support when dealing with an individual with any mental health or substance use issues.